What is going on today, guys? My name's Alex. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have this F250 with us, and we're going to take it up on the road, and I'm going to give you guys my real-time thoughts about how I think this thing drives. This truck has the notorious 7.3 liter Godzilla engine in it. This is the biggest gas displacement engine that Ford makes right now. And if you guys are more interested in the engine itself, last week I took a deep dive into the pros and cons and generally just my thoughts on the 7.3. But today, like I normally do, we're gonna take it out on the road and just see how it drives, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. Well, for whatever reasons, when I film these videos, it always seems to be snowing, and I think right now it's actually raining, which is always fun. It's like some freezing rain. But this is the F250. Like I said in my last video, not a bad looking truck. I actually like the squared off look. I think it's pretty slick. So unfortunately, I won't have too many shots of this truck driving down the road, which is too bad, but I will be up in the cab and we'll take this thing down the road, take it on the highway, see how it accelerates, and like I said, just generally give you my thoughts of how I think this thing drives. Well, might as well pop the hood here and let you guys hear what this fairly large engine sounds like. Here, let's get you nice and close to the action here. There you go. Woo! That doesn't even actually sound that bad. It's got a little snap to her. I like that. I like that a lot. Well, let's back her on out here and hit the road. I do really like having this gear selector here instead of the RAM dial. I don't know, it just feels a little more old school, I guess. One thing I don't like though is having the actual manual gear shifts on this thing. It's a little weird. The other thing I really like, what Ford always does on their trucks, is they always give you what gear you're in. So right now I'm in the 8th gear out of 10. Obviously this is a 10 speed. And I really like that Ford just always puts that up on the display. Oh yeah. It's got some pretty good pull. You do feel it pushing you back into the seat. That's good to feel. I like that. I like that. It does definitely feel like it's much more power from the 6.6 gas, as well as my 6.4 Hemi, if I am going to admit that. It also feels quicker than both of those engines. But again, it is a larger displacement engine, so that should just kind of come with the territory. So we will pull onto the highway here, and we're gonna give her the full enchilada, foot right to the floor. Now this, I guess, turn onto the highway is a little bit of a corner, so we can't floor it right away. It's kind of a, you know, lazy river of a turn here. So we'll take our turn, take our time. There's no one behind us here. So yeah, going 50 kilometers an hour. And okay, now we got straightaway and to the floor. Here we go. Oh! Holy! There we go, 140. There's 150, okay. That is significantly faster than the 6.6 Chevy. And when I mean significantly, like in another stratosphere of acceleration, that is way faster. 6.4 Hemi, my 6.4 Hemi, I do have the 410 gears, so it is not a slow engine, but that is still quite a bit faster than my Hemi. Fun fact, actually, I guess I should have told you this before, this truck does not have the 430 gears, it has the 355s. So if you were to equip your 6.4, or sorry, if you were to equip your 7.3 with 430 gears, it would be even faster, which is kind of a crazy thought, actually. That was pretty quick. That torque sucked me back. Now, as you guys can see, the weather is just beautiful here, just peachy here. April, nothing like winter that lasts well into April. You gotta love it. Now, despite the god-awful weather, we'll get back to the truck. Apparently, Ford says that the factory horsepower and torque rating for these engines is probably actually underrated from what their true power is, which is kind of a crazy statement from Ford. Usually manufacturers you would think would probably overrate the engines, but Ford said these are most likely underrated, so you're actually probably making more power than what the sticker says, which is interesting. So we'll go around this loop again, and we'll give this thing another run of acceleration. This thing is pretty quick. So here we go. We'll come around. And we're off to the floor. Ooh, wheel slippage. Holy smokes. Holy. Wow. This thing means business. Again, guys, this thing is not a race car. Corvette is gonna freaking blow the doors off this thing, but for a 7,000 pound pickup truck, this thing is kind of quick. I think the POWERSTROKE is probably quicker, but this thing is got some real speed behind it. Holy crap. Wow, and then you guys can see my fuel economy in the absolute tank there. 20.7 liters average. For a 7.3 liter, it's kind of what you expect. But we'll continue our drive and we'll see where that lands us when we get back to the shop there. Now, I am by no means a Ford guy. In fact, I've always kind of not liked Ford. So this engine, this truck, it's a little surprising to me how much I actually enjoy driving this. You know, I've heard for probably a year or so, people telling me I need to review the 7.3. It's a good engine. We like the 10-speed transmission, which I'll talk about in a second here. And now that I finally have my hands, you know, behind the wheel per se, I can understand why people really like this engine as well as this Super Duty. It's a fairly good driving truck. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to be rushing to trade my Power Wagon in for a F250. My Power Wagon has a special place in my heart. I think it's the best pickup truck out there. But again, that's just my opinion. That's why I bought it. And so now we're kind of just back on some slower country roads, if you will, cruising around 80 kilometers an hour. You know, we're sitting at, I don't know, 1,200 RPM. That's what you'd expect with a 10-speed transmission. We're in 10th gear. And it's just business as normal. Now, we'll drop this thing into manual because I kind of want to talk about this transmission. And for whatever reason, people seem to be experiencing hard shifting on this unit. And well, I mean, there's only, you know, 600 kilometers on this truck. It's brand new, so I don't imagine there'd be hard shifting on this thing, at least you'd hope, and there's not. Shifting's very smooth. There are a lot of people who have said that their transmissions have been shifting very harshly, and it seems like this is somewhat of an issue with the 10-speed, specifically with the 7.3s. For whatever reason, the POWERSTROKEs don't seem to get this issue, or it's much less common. Now, Ford claims a simple software update can fix this, but I have heard that people have gotten the software update and it really hasn't fixed anything. So we'll have to see what comes about this 10-speed and its hard shifting, because over time, hard shifting is going to wear the transmission faster than smooth shifting. However, being in 5th gear, you put your foot down, it's just instantaneous torque. Like, it actually throws you back a little bit. And that's exactly the benefit of a naturally aspirated, large displacement V8 engine, is the torque is just instantaneous. There's no boost, there's no, you know, turbo lag, it's just there. Like, it throws you, it gives you, it snaps your neck back a little bit. It's right there. And that is honestly a little bit addicting, I have to say. And then hopefully you guys can hear, like, the sound this thing makes is pretty cool. So here we're in 2nd gear. Like, it just throws you back. Oh, it's not happy with me now. this. Okay. That is really, really fun. I'm sorry. I know it's a 7,000 pound truck and like it's really not like quick, but like that instant torque out of this big displacement V8 engine is something else. I mean, it is kind of fun. Wow. All right, enough of that. We're back to being an adult. We're in just, you know, we're out of manual mode. No more fun, serious talk now. Speaking of serious talk, all that playing around has just, you know, shot my fuel economy in the foot. 19.7, 19.6. We are just about coming back to the shop here. So fuel economy, not so good. But... Okay, so right off the bat, I'm sure as you guys noticed, this thing is sneaky fun to drive. I had a lot of fun just kind of messing around with this. That 10-speed transmission always just ensures you're in a really good torque band, and this naturally aspirated 7.3 liter is a freaking torquey engine. Jesus, I was not expecting that. Like, it just kind of snaps your neck back every time you put your throttle down. I know at the beginning of the video I said that the 6.6 liter gas from Chevy has better throttle response. Maybe right down low, but like above 3,000 RPM, this thing crushes that Chevy. I'm sorry. Like, the throttle response of above 3,000 RPM in this thing is lightning fast, and the torque is instantaneous, which I really, really like. Now, in terms of speed and acceleration, you guys saw my little highway pulls there. She is no slouch, plenty of speed, plenty of power. Speaking of which, I cannot wait to get my trailer behind this thing with some weight and really see what this engine's made out of. I think that'll be fun. But yeah, just pulling this thing on the highway empty, lots of speed, and that's always good to see out of a large displacement V8, because if it wasn't quick, I'd be quite worried. But in terms of overall driving experience, I think it's actually a quite comfortable unit. Brakes well, the handling and steering is very predictable. I quite enjoy this truck, and I'm not necessarily a Ford guy, never really have been, but there's something about this that I quite like, and I think Ford has a really good truck on their hands here. As always, guys, if you liked the video, don't forget to leave that thumbs up, and if you like cool stuff like this, don't forget to subscribe. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have next week, but I'm hoping it's going to be a Tundra, so that should be interesting. Stepping out of the big three, and hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. Anyways, enough of me. See you in the next freaking video.